So first down from the 41. One play action with Darth. He isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go and let that pass rush get home.
After the sack could really use a big play here on second down. It's 2nd and 15. Out of the gun. They'll give it to him inside. Stopped after a gain of 2. That's going to bring up third down. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out 3rd and 12. 3rd and long for him here. Has him on the quick hitter. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Ooh, baby, there's way too much behind that kick, and he knew it. So that's all the way over the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Jaguars taking over for the first time on offense. And they'll be let out by someone that we'll get a look at here, this second-year passer.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Caden, to win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
First down run gets him 6, so now it is 2nd and 4. Working now from the gun. Completed over the middle. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he could reach that 40. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Jaguars have a first down.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you can find a completion just like that.
Viking 18!
To the air now on 1st and 10. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And this is going to be a New York touchdown. It's a pick for 6. Well, that certainly wasn't the end result he was after there, Brock. A big play to start the scoring, but we can definitely say this was not his intention, letting that pass go.
No, a lot of game left, though, and that's a positive. And you know what? He's going to have a chance to totally redeem himself after that one.
Starting from the 5. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. The Jaguars and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Jacksonville offense ready to get going. Here's 1st and 10.
Here we go. Quarterback team, 60-6.
Back to work they go after the interception. Finds a seam down the middle. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down. It's like you always say, right back to work for him. Getting the drive moving like that turnover never happened.
And they weren't going to shy away from letting him do his thing, throwing the football. Mistakes happen in this league and in this game. And you never want to punish a quarterback for making a mistake. You want to see him continue to produce.
Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
It arrived as the ball did to break things up. So they're left facing third and long.
It's now third
Ready,
down
set.
and 9 yards to go.
Let's go.
And air it out on third. He has the first over the middle. He makes it in for the Jacksonville touchdown. The Jaguars cut it to a load points on the scoreboard.
First thing you do as a quarterback, the first thing that you do when you get to the NFL level, if you haven't learned it earlier, is you scan those safeties. You got middle field open or close. You got single high or too high. Is that post going to be available? Because if it is, big plays can follow.
Elliott on now to attempt the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Jaguars tie this game 7-7. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to center away. Fielded at the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Giants taking the field for their second possession. And they're certainly hoping for some better results here after that first drive ended in a punt. Giants lining things up. 1st and 10. Out of the gun this time. Here's Dart. That's completed right side. And he will take this across. Touchdown, New York.
To number 88.
Giants take the lead on the first play of the drive. Now we'll see them try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants take the lead here, 14-7 in the first.
Jaguars 7.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Fields this one at the 3. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The Jacksonville offense back on the field now. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. Jaguars look ready to go. Here comes 1st and 10.
Go.
Here's Williams to start the drive. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46. It's a 30-yard gain, Brock, so unsurprisingly, that gives him a first down.
Kate, that's the type of run that shines the light well on him as a runner, of course.
Ready?
But you got to give a lot of credit to everybody else. Those skill guys, when you have an outside run, they got to do their job. Not just the big boys up front, not just the running backs. That takes everyone on the perimeter blocking to get a big run like that.
Tough one to retain through that hit. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
That's a throw at this level. With so much speed and length, you got to be real careful. Rarely do you find a clean window down the middle. Got to be absolutely perfect, and it wasn't there.
After the incomplete pass, here comes 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Here we go.
Dropping back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And this makes it to around the 43-yard line. Tyler Rubin with the tackle.
That's a gain.
Giants into the nickel. 3rd down.
3rd and 7.
Ready. Ready.
Throw here. 3rd down. Short pass brought in. And they're going to be set up just outside that red zone. They get 22 out of that play. And the Jaguars have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Viking 18. Panther 11. Panther 11. Warrior 17. Ready.
They are throwing it again. Cut out left. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9.
That's another.
The A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have first and goal to figure out.
First and goal at the
Good
9-yard
offenses.
line.
Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted him. They wanted him on the route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, then go to work after it.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars trim the lead to 1. One after added on by Elliott. And the Jaguars tie things up at 14. So we've got a tie ball game now as they send this away. Return starts at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25. This has the makings of a shootout, a lot of points, but still tied as we reach the end of 1. We're all knotted up at 14. Back to Everbank Stadium in just a bit. Welcome back. We'll begin this second quarter with the Giants in possession. They'll start this drive out, 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And the stop is made just before he's able to reach that midfield strike. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains. One play in, and they are already close to midfield. And all he can get is 1 yard, ran that right into the defensive front.
I can promise you, that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Dart. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man. Gonna have to wait a little longer for his first catch of the game. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Kate, I think that's a little taster, a little entree of what's to come for this wide receiver. He's going to have to make some plays into some contested coverages, and he couldn't do it right there.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. To the air on 3rd and long. Look at that touch, laid on a platter for him. And this gets the whole way down to... the 11-yard line.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You've got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Only able to get back to the line on that 1st down play, so no gain. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
And they find him for just a yard, and it's 3rd down.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. Fourth down coming up. It'll be a field goal try now for Joshua Carty. High percentage look for him here from the left hand. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. Hold on, though. There's a flag down here. Although, if this is on the defense, Brock, they're probably just going to decline it and keep that make. Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead. And that's going to award their offense a first down. So now, following the penalty, it's first and goal. Throwing now off the play action. That one connects. Touchdown, New York. The Giants take a second quarter lead. That one splits the uprights. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Fields this one at the 3. This makes it up to the 25. Out now runs the Jaguars offense. And with each team coming off a touchdown and scoring well early on, we've got the makings of a barn burner here, Brock, if they can keep this up.
Yeah, and as a quarterback, as an offense, it doesn't mean you over-try, but you just know. I mean, our defense having a hard time slowing them down, and we've got to step on that accelerator.
A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. New set of downs for him. Starts after 38.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Working on first down. Finds him on the slant. And he'll get it up to the 44.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in first down. Textbook. It sets up second and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Second and 3 now.
Back. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Panther 11, Panther 11. Ready.
Back to throw. He's got it over the middle. And he's officially in enemy territory now. They're going to give him the opposing 49. That one gains 7. And that's good for a Jacksonville first down.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today, because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you, well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. Now, it has been an exciting one so far as we have reached our 2-minute warning. Hang with us. More football coming up from Everbank. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Viking 18. Ready.
We'll look to throw. Got for big yards on the right side. And he's taken down at the 30.
Ready.
We'll come up on 1st and 10.
First down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Practice.
Going back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run.
He's taken down behind the
A momentary speed bump there on what has otherwise been a great drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
And the Giants
Back to the well again. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
brought down right at
Job one of so many D tackles in this league is eat up space. Don't get moved off your spot. But the difference makers, they just not only eat the space, they eat those runners too.
Big Lion.
No throw. 3rd and long. Flushed out of the pocket. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. And the Jaguars sending out the field goal unit. A 49-yarder in front of him here. And that one is not where he needed it to be. It is off and no good. And the deficit stays at 7. Good starting field position for the Giants as they head up 1st and 10.
Well, there's certainly never, ever a guarantee from that distance, but that's one you'd expect to be in your kicker's range. You hate to have a drive come away with nothing. That's exactly what happened.
The Giants using their first time out. 8 yards to go. Well, let's see how they approach this second down. Darts out of the shotgun. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
3rd down now. Here's Darts. He can't escape. Jaguars all over him. The Jaguars are going to call their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The Giants are set to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. Fielded at the 11. And he'll scrape together what he can on the return. He gets it back to the 20.
On the jump.
A little less than 30 seconds to go as they begin this drive.
Let's go. Ready, right?
Back to throw on 1st and 10. He finds Pacheco out of the backfield. And he manages maybe 3 yards there to the 23-yard line. A timeout taken by Jacksonville. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half.
Ready.
2nd and 6 coming up here.
Go.
Throwing off the play fake. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now it's 3rd down.
Once that quarterback broke the pocket, kind of turns into like a zone read option a little bit, Kate. You got a couple choices. Keep it yourself or try to force the throw. There was nowhere to go. He really should have used his legs.
And they're going to tag a defender with this one.
That's interference. Defense.
So they make the stop, but they do it with some illegal aid. The referees say there was interference that time.
This is why it is so hard to stop these offenses. It's hard enough to cover, right, obviously, without being penalized, but then you get a little bump, you get a little push, and now you get a 3rd down conversion via penalty.
19 Charger. 19 Charger. Warriors 70. Let go.
And they're going to throw out of the gun. And that's going to fall incomplete. We're down to 9 seconds left. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So 2nd down coming up.
Get it. Broncos 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick.
Back to throw it. And that's incomplete, and it also stops the clock with just 5 seconds left.
Well, that was almost one of those nice chunk plays you like to see in the NFL, Kate, before he was able to recover and provide the hit and ultimately dislodge the football. You like to see that physical edge and scrappiness to contest any kind of shot plays down the field.
It's another first half mistake. He's intercepted again. Picked off by Andrew Phillips. So a 1 possession. The rest of the league can wait. We'll see how they're faring later. Our focus, it's on these two teams as we skip halftime and get right back to this contest. This return starts at the 5. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Jacksonville has its offense out there to start this 3rd quarter. That passing game they went to in the first half, it's going to need to be firing to start this 2nd half too as they chase this lead. Starting out trips right here. 1st and 10.
Pirates. Here we go. Here we go. 18 Cardinals. 65 cap. 65 cap.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Completed over the middle. he's going to be stopped after reaching up to the 33. It's a gain of 11 there. That picks up the first.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. Got him a good handful there as it brings up second down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Another carry for him. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. 7 yards on that pickup. And the Jaguars have a first down.
I think anytime these offensive coordinators in the NFL call a run play, they're just hoping for something positive. To get a first down, that's a bonus.
First and 10 now from the 46.
Let's go now.
They give it to him again. They stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards. Their dominance against his ground game rolls on, Brock. Add another stop to what's going to be some real nice film for them to watch.
How many times do you think in your lifetime, Kate, you've heard from a defensive coordinator, job number 1 is?
Stop the run.
This defense, they had a plan, and they've done an excellent job executing it. Instead of a main character, they've reduced this receiver to a footnote. Kudos to the job collectively on defense.
Got to start taking better care of the football, Brock, as he brings him to the line here, 3rd down. Here he goes, 3rd and long. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up.
I'll say, Kate, that defense looked even better, sharper on 3rd down than they did on 2nd. They played that one so tight there was no window to throw.
Let's go. Ready?
Looking to throw. Oh, no, they get him yet again. And the Giants will take it. As he records his first interception of our season. Wow, an aggressive choice to go for it on 4th and that kind of distance, and an equally aggressive play in coverage to pick that pass off.
Yeah, that down the distance, you're not running it right too far to get to the stick, so that defense had all eyes on the quarterback. They knew that pass was coming, and it's one thing to know it, it's another thing to execute it and go take it away. That's a big momentum swing for this defense.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And this is near the first down, but they need 1 more yard now to get it. 3rd down at the 29.
The offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out. And 3rd and short.
They were loaded and ready for that sneak, weren't they? They stopped him at the line. No gain.
That's more than a must-get for a quarterback. I really put that in the always-get territory. Even if the defense knows what's coming, you've got to be able to drive forward for at least a couple inches.
Blown back gets the handoff. And they're going to be working from the red zone as he reaches the 16. That's going to go as a gain of 13 yards. And it's good for a New York first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Working inside the red zone. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
And the stop is made 3 yards from the end zone. It's going to be 1st and goal.
That's another Giants first down. 1st and goal, New York.
Back-to-back carries here. And he's going to fight forward and get in. Touchdown! The Giants push their lead further to start the half. That one right down the middle. And the Giants double their lead to 14.
Jaguars 14.
The Giants ready to kick this one away, and off we go once more. Returning it from the 4. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. Jacksonville heading out there on offense. And this drive would be a win if they can just hang on to the football, Brock, coming off those back-to-back turnovers. It gives it Pacheco to start the drive. And he stopped quickly here. 2 yards on the play. We've got 2nd and 8. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd
Come on,
and
come on.
8.
60 Eagles. Ready.
Here's the backup. First throw. Has him on a quick hitter. And he picks up about 6 on the play. Stopped though right near the marker. Didn't get it. 3rd down. Offense headed to the line. Just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. The handoff on 3rd and short. Ooh, they're on him quick. He's not going to get the yard they need, Brock. He only gets back to the line. That's going to bring up 4th down.
No gain on the play.
It's weird to say, and it certainly won't show up on the stat sheet, but I want to give a lot of credit to that runner. Even though it didn't gain a yard, it actually took a heck of an effort just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
All right, looks like this is the moment. They're going to make their comeback push. They're going for it on 4th.
60 boxes.
Oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked up by Andrew Phillips. And he's going to score on the pick 6. Touchdown, New York. They'll try this extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Giants stretch their lead to 21. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Starting from the 5. He stopped on the run back at the 27. Now the Jaguars offense ready to take over once more. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a 3rd consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. They'll try something else from the 27 this time. 2nd and 10.
Here we go, here we go. Cougar 19.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. And again, it's going to hit the ground. Incomplete. Looking for his running back, and 2 straight incompletions. It made this 3rd down. Still 10 yards to get this 1st down as they come to the line.
18, Pioneer. Hey, check that, check.
They're in long for him here. He has the first over the middle. And he's going to have this up and across midfield, partner, to the 48. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Yes, go.
Tossing right to the short side. Space on the right. He's got room. Touchdown, Jacksonville. The Jaguars shave some off the deficit late in the quarter. Extra point up and good by Elliott. And the Jaguars get it back to a 14-point game.
35. Jaguars 21.
Maybe a little panic here. Maybe they feel like they have to. Down 2 scores. Look at this. Lining up for the onside kick here in the 3rd. And the Giants' hands team secures the football. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. All right, partner, are you on board with that call we just saw? Yes, they trailed, but it's not a huge lead. It's only in the 3rd quarter. Hold it, you jumped the gun. Now they're in a tougher spot because they didn't recover. Did you say no?
No. No. No.
Why not?
Because 95% of the time or so, those things fail. Why would you do that? This is...
The Jaguars are there. He's hauled down. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up 2nd down. gun this time. Here's Dart. They're on him again, and he goes down again. All right, injury stoppage now. Looking for the player in question, and that is Jackson Dart, who appears to be in some discomfort and in need of the assistance. Not an enviable spot as they come up, 3rd and long. From the gun, O'Connell. So the coverage holds up on the deep ball. That's going to force 4th down.
You know, Kate, with the game that they put together, it's surprising to see them really run into any hiccups when they appear. They move the ball very well throughout, just unsuccessful on that 3rd down.
He's got the punt. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's Jaguars football. They trail, but it's still within reach. All right, working from the gun to start. 1st and 10.
19 Lions.
They'll throw to start the drive. Hits his running back. And he's going to be brought down after getting this up to the 22. We'll get a stoppage here. Looks like there's a Giant in some discomfort following that play. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Part of what's earned him status, Brock, is one of the league's better tight ends. Are those hands, right? His dependable hands. So shouts to the defense there because he wasn't able to hang on that time.
Kate, it's one thing for these defenders to separate a receiver from the ball, but to do so on a stud tight end, that's big time.
19. 7 Pirates. Drop 60. 60 Bobcats.
Throw here, 3rd down. This is Brown, and he's got it downfield. And he's finally down to put a stop to this one, but a notable chunk of yardage broken off with that gain.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Makes the catch and gets the feet in. And they've got to him just a step or two before he can reach the 40 as he's sent out. 1st down from the 42.
Let's go now. 19 tight. Not Bracco 80. Mustang 19. 18. Pioneer. Go.
Throwing it again here. Short pass brought in. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. They get 19 on that pickup. And that's good for a Jacksonville 1st down.
Panther 11. Ready. 19 Tiger. Ready.
Sticking to the air here. Looking slant route complete. And they take him out of bounds, which means his offense setting up for 1st and goal.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum. Keep that defense on its heels.
On the set.
4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he's going to get taken down near the goal line. It's a gain down to the 1. An 8-yard pickup, and now it's 2nd and goal.
Give some credit to this offense. They almost got it done on just one play running the ball in. I got to be honest, the 1st down run often leads to 2nd down pass. I don't think so now. Now you push that pile, could finish this drive.
Got to the goal line, but he won't reach it. The defense keeps him out and forces 3rd and goal. Big play coming up here as everyone gets set for 3rd and goal. Hand off now, running right. And he's in for the touchdown. The Jaguars now within 1 score in the 4th. lot of pressure on him in that moment, Brock. Find a way to score. Don't let it go to 4th and goal. And he finds a way to come through. Gets in the end zone for 6.
Now, how about the other side? Beating the defense right there as well. That group who was so close to pulling off the goal line stand, yet all that motivation wasn't enough to stop him on 3rd and goal.
And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. All right, and in the end, Brock, this is going to make it out to the 30. The Giants about to get to work on offense. And this really looks like a whole different ball game after that touchdown, doesn't it? They really need to go on a drive here. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Robinson in motion right. On 1st down, they'll run. And they come through with a big stop there. Got him down for a loss as they keep fighting back here in the 4th.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Headed in reverse so far. Time to shift into drive. Here's 2nd and 14.
Let's go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Go. The movement.
They're just going to let the clock run out and take this delay.
Delay of game. Offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still 2nd down.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the gun, here's Dart. Finds him over the middle. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. It's a gain of 22. And the Giants are going to have the 1st down.
A gain of 22 yards. 1st down on the Giants.
It's the 2-minute warning here in Jacksonville. Giants feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. First and 10 from the 43. And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And they get him for a loss. That's a big one, Brock, and might see them burn a timeout. The Jaguars are going to call their first timeout. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. One of the tight ends motioning left. There's a dive up the middle. Not much space available there. Maybe 2. And that brings up 3rd down. Now looks like we're going to get a stoppage for an injured Jaguar. He's in some pain as the trainers head out to examine him. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. He'll throw it. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. Wow, still throwing, and this is intercepted. And the Jaguars have some new life in the 4th.
He knows a quarterback, every single interception stings. But those you throw in crunch time. In the final couple minutes with your team relying on you, that's one this quarterback is not going to forget.
Now the Jaguars getting set to go. They really had the passing game clicking on that last touchdown drive, partner. We'll see if they stick with that or if they mix things up a bit on this series. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on 2nd.
Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. Hits him on the out route. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
There's no question, Kate, the big plays down the seam or big tight ends a fan favorite, but it's those type of catches right there. The short yardage, it's good coverage, contested catches, they really make tight ends a locker room favorite.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
On the draw, it's Pacheco. And he gets a few on the plays forward. Jaguars rushing to the line as the clock runs.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Here he is to throw. He finds Pacheco out of the backfield. And this one does not go far.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 4.
Panther 11. Ready.
Here he is to throw. Connecting on the slant. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
Yards on the play.
Now a timeout called by the Jaguars. That's their third. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least.
43-yard line.
Time not on their side here as they get set for first down. No timeouts remaining either. And they bring him down around the 34. Jags working fast here, trying to get back to the line.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up second and 2.
Second down run by Pacheco. They're backed up. Not a stop they could afford, Brock, as this one loses yards.
Brought down back at the 38-yard line.
And they spike it with time left for one play. 5 seconds to go. The deficit is 7, so they have to convert here on fourth down.
Ready. Cougar 19. Mustang 19.
Desperation time here. No good. The pass goes incomplete, and that lengthy drive ends with nothing but a turnover on downs. So it's a win for the visiting Giants. And finally, Brock, they can exhale and take a few breaths, because I don't imagine any of them were breathing easy during that.